Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by. Thank you for making Gulf Coast Weather Solutions one of your go-to sources for weather around the clock. From heavy downpours and severe storms to winter weather and the tropics, we've got you covered with accurate, reliable forecasts you can trust.
Next week is starting to look a little bit more stormy.
But look what's moving into the state of Texas.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions.
Good evening, Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana. I'm meteorologist Lucas Boschik. We're looking at our TAMCO live Doppler radar. You can see over the past couple hours that we had some showers and storms over Montgomery County. Those storms have all died out at this point. We just have a little light shower just northeast of Conroe at this time, and then a little heavier shower there just to the northwest of Danby in Tyler and Jasper counties. Now, we also have a few showers from earlier in Allen Parish, and also there were some storms that went across Harris and Liberty counties. But at this point, really activity has died off for the most part. If we look at our visible satellite and radar, you can see that over the past 4 hours that we've had these showers and storms begin to fade. And we have a few showers out to the west and kind of southwest of New Orleans at this point. And we can kind of see a weak area of high pressure situated just south of Florida. And everything is kind of rotating around that high, so to speak. Now, if we look at our rainfall totals for today, most places did not see much rain. We saw most areas receive nothing or even just a trace amount, with some areas getting a little bit more. There's a decent amount of rain just northwest of Baytown from earlier today that I was mentioning in Harris and Liberty counties. Now, as far as our temperatures are going to be concerned for this evening, we can see it in a regional view that it's 87 in Beaumont, 89 in Houston, 99 in Dallas, 102 in Wichita Falls, 100 in Oklahoma City, 102 in Laredo also, 92 in Jackson, 91 in Starkville, 90 in Birmingham, 73 though in Atlanta, much cooler over to our east. Current local temperatures, we're seeing those fall now into the upper 80s across most of Southeast Texas. It's 87 in Conroe, Cleveland, Spurger, and some other places like LaBelle down to 86. Funny though, it's actually a bit warm still down at the coast at 88 in Sabine Pass and Holly Beach, 87 in Cameron. Definitely going to see those temperatures begin to fall a little bit overnight. Now, the 24-hour temperature change, we can see that that has actually been pretty dramatic over the past day, like I said, 24 hours, and it's just because we didn't have the clouds and rain that we had yesterday. So definitely a big uptick in those temperatures, and that's going to be a continued feature we'll see going into the weekend and next week. Development chances for the tropics, we'll talk about that real quick. There's 3 areas of interest, and really all 3 are not going to be much of a concern for us, it looks like at this point. Even though you might be going, oh, well, Lucas, that 80% heading straight towards the Caribbean Sea. Well, yes, that's true. But this system's going to be having 2 obstacles in its path, thankfully. One's going to be wind shear. The other one is going to be this big blocking ridge of high pressure that's centered over the southern plains and into the south as a whole. We can see that the ridge on Saturday is positioned over Arkansas for the most part, which is going to bring our temperatures up, but it's also blocking anything trying to form in the tropics, and this big trough out to the east is going to be able to pick up anything that comes towards our direction for right now. If something's going to get us this hurricane season, it looks likely that it's going to have to originate from near the coast in the Gulf and try to develop closer inland, maybe come later in late August and early September, if something fails to develop and gets into the Gulf, then that would be a concern. But for right now, this ridge of high pressure here in the middle of August is going to be very problematic for any type of tropical system. So some great news there. Now, a future cast for the remainder of the evening, sponsored by Switch Electric, is going to feature mostly calm conditions as we get into the early morning hours tomorrow. We can see that not really much activity. As we get into later in the morning, we could see a few showers begin to develop. Early afternoon, a few showers are possible. Looks like a little bit better coverage for Southwest Louisiana tomorrow. And we'll see those showers possibly continue off and on tomorrow afternoon. And a few are possible again. It looks like on this model showing Montgomery County, which wouldn't surprise me. It seems like that's been a hot spot lately for development. But anyways, there's definitely going to be a chance of rain at 20% for tomorrow, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. Now, our low temperatures tonight, sponsored by Silsbee Ford, where you can get you one, are going to be in the low to mid 70s out there, upper 70s closer to the coast and lower 80s to mid 80s right along the beach at Galveston, Sabine Pass to 84. High temperatures tomorrow, getting hotter in the lower to mid 90s in general, with a few upper 90s possible and a 20% chance of rain. Unfortunately, if you don't like hot weather, that's going to be a continued feature in our forecast, where it's going to get hotter, particularly over the weekend, and rain chances will be diminishing into early next week. Highs very likely in the upper 90s to start off the next week. And Lake Charles and Kinder, the same for you. Certainly could see high temperatures approach the upper 90s starting Sunday into early next week. But if you have our app, you can stay on top of the weather. Just download it now from iOS and Google Play. The Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app, it's going to give you lightning updates. It's going to give you rain approaching updates, storms developing. Sometimes it'll do that. I've seen that actually happen the other day. And then next thing you know, I heard rumbling. So it's not that inaccurate when it comes to that information. Also, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GulfCoastWX for our twice daily weather videos we post there, and our Facebook page for additional weather updates here at Gulf Coast Weather Solutions. All right, everyone, have a good evening, and check out Johnny's forecast in the morning.